Hello and welcome to IT Chronicles 10 in Tech. My name is Casanova. We're here at Knowledge 17 and my co-host Kirstie Magowan.
Hi, Carlos.
And we're here with Andy Wilkes from Configure Tech. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Good
Hi,
afternoon.
Andy.
So Andy, tell us a little bit about the Configure Tech and how you're enjoying the conference. Is it working out good for you guys? Getting a lot of traffic through the floor and stuff. So just tell us a little about.
So I'm Andy Wilkes. I'm the Service Delivery Manager for Configure Tech. Configure Tech is a services provider for ServiceNow implementations. We specialize in ITOM. We also support ITSM, but our main specialty is discovery and mapping in support of all the different areas that ServiceNow has, from business management, operations management, all the different avenues that we have, because we understand that mapping of business services is very critical to all the different applications and uses that IT as a business has.
Right.
Enjoying the conference tremendously. I mean, it's wow, the number of people at the conference is incredible. The enthusiasm of the people, the booth are all very busy. People are excited about what the platform can give. I appreciate how ServiceNow goes through and tells us about the future versions of the product. Forward-looking statements aside, we can't really talk about some of the features there, but it is very exciting to see the things that are happening with the solution and the product, listening to the customers, listening to the product management, product marketing people, see what's in the marketplace, and be able to also come up with products which are very viable in the marketplace, give the solutions to the IT executives that they need. So it's, and from our booth, we have a lot of people walking by, people we've known before. The network of people if you've been in the IT business for some time, you see people walk up to you and say, "Hey, Andy, how you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, okay, I saw you in another job years ago." But, it's pretty close community.
So tell us a little bit about the application mapping, and we've had a lot of discussions with folks, and it's kind of enlightening a little bit. Now we've been doing this for several years now. We're getting more vendors, more companies talking more about the connection to the business side of it. Not talking about just, hey, we're discovering servers, we're just mapping that kind of thing. So tell us a little bit about how that plays out and how you're helping your clients see that value, that business outcome.
The ultimate important thing is there's different challenges in the world today in terms of business. It's not just an IT challenge, it's a business challenge. So your executives that are there, from the CEO, CIO, CTO, the senior VPs, all those are looking for the valued outcomes. And a lot of times the solutions that are implemented in the operations management suite, financial management, business management suite are done quickly, haphazardly in some cases. There are also a lot of autonomous implementations where there's not the corporate thought and process of what has to happen to be able to have that outcome the executives expect. Event management is a very good example. A lot of event management solutions are put in where they go in very quickly. I can monitor an application, I can monitor a server, and I can get it done in 5 minutes. But the outcome that they have is, what does that do from a business perspective? And the key to that all is mapping. It's taking that application, that infrastructure, up to another level of the application, up to really what is called the business service. And that's very critical for the executives to understand, is what am I doing for that business service? When there's an outage at my major application that all my customers are using, how much does that cost me per minute? And what you've got to do from an operations perspective is to bring that into a map so that the people in the operations center or the people in the application support, the tier 2, tier 3 support areas, can very quickly identify where the problem is, cuts down the mean time to repair, doesn't put 25 or 35 people from your business, from your IT operations team, on a phone call trying to figure out who it is.
So what part of that stack do you, does Configure Tech kind of play in? Is it the full mapping of it? Does it take in some of the back-end maybe discovery pieces?
So it starts from the entry point of the discovery all the way down through the stack with the discovery patterns, finding all the different levels of the IT stack. But you can tie in things in terms of discovery. There are certain items, elements that are discoverable and some that aren't. You can tie that into the map as well. But the key is, what we found is we've created a service mapping factory which accelerates the process. Because what happens in a lot of cases from a discovery standpoint, from a mapping standpoint, getting all the questionnaires and the information from the application teams from a business service, we understand what the business service is. But over time, as we continuously discover, and that's also a critical part of it, as things get added and things get changed,
of course,
continue to discover, you want to be able to keep the map updated because it'll become stale.
Right.
So we have an attestation dashboard and process that's automated to keep that updated. So the discovery process is continuously feeding that map, which feeds the business application. Then it flows out to event management, service management, and that's the other key thing about mapping.
Right.
Is if you need to tie certain elements that sometimes are different, disparate organizations with different targets, like the service desk and the operations team. A lot of times they're in different organizations. They really need to be tied together.
Right.
And what ties that together? That tied at the CMDB and the application and the business service level.
Right.
So if the guy over here who has an incident is created because a server over here went out, and this server guy can communicate automatically, or not even a person, it automatically goes into an incident, and the correct person is notified, it resolves through an automated remediation.
Right.
You sometimes solve the problem before the consumer even sees it.
Right.
So that's why the maps become very important.
Yeah, I mean that is really important. I mean that's the goal, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the goal.
Get things fixed before anyone even notices they've gone wrong.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's been a lot of announcements about development and service now over the past couple of days. So what do you see as most exciting? What's really interesting you about the new stuff that's coming out?
Well, I think there's two things. One is an enhancement of discovery patterns. I'm hearing about Jakarta, the enhancements, the growth of those, because as new technologies, new applications are added, it's important to keep those things viable and updated. The other part I'm hearing is in terms of event management, the correlation, some of the automatic, analytics that are being included in that. That gives you, we find that we work with our customers on a maturity model.
Yep.
We take them from being able just to monitor a server to the point where they become proactive. They're looking at performance of the events that are happening. They become predictive. Right. And that predictive part, the critical part, is getting analytics. And the analytics coming in, that's going to give us that predictive analysis that your guy at the top wants to see, because he doesn't want to see an outage. If you can go back to an executive and say, I found this outage before it even happened, and what's the value of that? How did you measure that? Well, I didn't have 35 people online for 2.5 hours. I just saved you $1.5 million.
Great. Well, that's awesome. I mean, I'm really looking forward to that. I mean, being in the config space, for many years, I mean, some of these things I'm finally seeing materialize. So obviously, I'm excited for that. So thank you for joining us and explaining what you guys do.
Yep.
And I wish you all the best in leveraging all these new capabilities that are coming out from ServiceNow.
Well, thank you, and great to talk with you guys, and good to meet you.
Thank you. Good to meet you too.
Thanks.